What's good, football fans? Back at you once again with another video. And I wanted to take a couple minutes today to actually look over the film from the Carolina-Washington game, to maybe take a little bit better look at Taylor Heinicke. For one, to kind of dispel the thought pattern that, that they had dropped back into prevent defense, and for another, to kind of show what he exactly did against a Carolina team that was already up. Because while I hope that he can, perform if Alex Smith can't go this weekend, I'm also very in tune with the fact that, he's not a world beater. And I think the coaching staff is probably honed in on this one, trying to figure out if he can do what needs to be done to carry this team if Alex Smith can't go in the Sunday night game against Philly and then maybe in the playoffs. So without any further ado, we're just going to kind of hop right in. At this point in the game, the team had been struggling offensively. They were down 2 scores. So it was just nice to see the offense come out and be able to actually string some plays together. Now, while there was nothing special about this play right here, it was just nice to see Heinicke come in and just be able to jump right in and feel comfortable. He got a completion right out the gate. Now, in this play right here, it kind of felt like to me like he tried to force the ball to Gandy-Golden a little bit. If you look across the middle there, you'll see Logan Thomas is wide open. A little bit of touch, and that's a long play. Another look from this angle, and you'll see, I can't really tell if the ball bounces off AGG's hand or if the defender gets there first, but it looks like AGG maybe should have made that catch. Now, I was glad to see on this play that Heinicke noticed that one of the safeties was coming up and was trying to jump that route to Logan Thomas, so glad he didn't, throw it there. And then, of course, he took the hit to the back of the head. It was a penalty. Watch it again from this angle. If he'd have thrown it a couple seconds sooner, maybe he'd have made this play to Logan Thomas quick, but with the safety stepping up, it was the right play for him not to throw it. And the 15 yards helped. A lot of times these little small routes really, underneath routes really don't help out a lot, but it was good to see Heinicke go through his progressions and then see Steven Sims off there to the side, make that play. It's kind of like a building confidence kind of thing for Sims, who hasn't had that great of a year. Not to mention earlier in the game, he had that muffed punt, so he, you go back to him later in the game, and they were down, not having Terry McLaurin, so it was a situation. They just didn't have a whole lot of targets in this game. On this play here, I liked it that Heinicke was able to look past the crossing route that Sims was on and see Thomas. Now, it was perfect, perfect touch he put on the play. And if you watch it in the replay, you'll see, Thomas did his thing. I think he's progressing well. Now, this play here damn near went perfect for what they had drawn up. Watch McKissick make this block. Bop! And then the throw is almost there. I mean, it's right on point, and Cam Sims just can't hang on. Watch the replay on that. I mean, I'm not going to say it was the most perfect throw, but it was right there. Sims had the ball, and he just dropped it. You'll see the McKissick block from this angle a lot better. Wow. Now, he got knocked on his butt, but he did what he was supposed to do. Now, see Sims? He almost made that catch. Watch it again. There's the block. Whop. I mean, just... Ugh. Now, looking back on this play, this was not a good read by Heinicke at all. I think I see what he's trying to do here, but he obviously, looks at Sims Jr. as somebody that's a lot taller with a lot, better vertical. I don't know what the heck he was thinking there, but he floated the pass. He almost had it picked off. It almost looked like it might have been, supposed to have gone to the outside there and maybe been underthrown. It was so off. But if you watch it again, that was almost a pick. Not something that we wanted to see in this game. And we would have been looking at this guy completely different today if that would have gone for an interception. Now watch the other angle on this one. Yeah, I mean... Obviously, the ball was meant for Sims. It almost looked like it might have been underthrown to the outside, is what I was saying a second ago, but it was obviously meant for Sims. Yeah, he was just trying to lift it up so that it got over the linebacker over 54, but he put too much lift on it, and yeah, it almost sailed into a pick. Lucky it wasn't one. On this play here, I'm thankful that 33 for Carolina, I think that's Trey Boston. I'm thankful that he overcommitted a little there and didn't come out on Antonio Gibson. Otherwise, that would have been a sack right there. Or worse, maybe even a pick. And it would have been a pick 6 from that, section of the field. Now, thankfully, Gibson was able to make the play. But yeah, if you watch it one last time, watch. Yeah. Could have easily gone the other direction. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love to see the progression of Cam Sims. And this guy made a gutsy catch on this play right here. He made a really good play. And props to Heinicke to be able to find the open man there, too. This had happened earlier in the game, almost completely similar play. And our quarterback at that time missed the wide open man. You know, I've been wondering why this offense hasn't used more mesh concept routes like this. But this was just a perfect little, small yardage route to be able to continue to move the ball up the field. These kind of, small routes build confidence while they also might confuse the defense at the same time. I've never really been someone that's really big on having backs that could, catch those little 4- and 5-yard routes until this year. And now I really fully see what these type of dink and dunk backs really do to help an offense. And I love McKissick. Speaking of McKissick, here we are again on another little run that I really enjoy to see. This is the guy we're expecting to see the ball get thrown to, and then he gets the first down rushing it. One knock I do have against the offensive coordinator and Scott Turner is I don't believe Antonio Gibson got enough touches in this game. It's encouraging to see Logan Thomas stepping up into almost a leadership role, but a consistent tight end. I'm really liking it. He's been a steal this year for what we're paying him, and I think he could be a good tight end going in the future. Here's a play right here where there really wasn't anything for Heinicke to see, and he went to go run, and he slipped and fell. And what are you going to do? I think he probably could have gotten a few yards out of this. It's a shame he didn't. But like I said, what are you going to do? He slipped and fell, lost his footing. Now, when you got a guy that's only been with the system for a few weeks, sometimes you have miscommunications. And this play right here is just a good example of that. Now, the way that I saw Logan Thomas looking over at Cam Sims, it looks like Cam Sims maybe ran the wrong route. Now, I think a lot of Skins fans have a little bit of an issue with this play right here because most believe this should have been a touchdown, and they think that holding call was a ticky-tacky penalty, which it was. But at the same time, it was a penalty to Wes Schweitzer. Didn't even have to commit. Watch it from this angle. Like, his man was not going to get in on that play. There was no reason for him to hold him. If you watch it back again, he did grab his jersey and contain him for a second or whatever you want to say. It's a shame, too, because, like I said, it didn't need to happen. I don't believe his man would have ever been in on this play at all. It should have been a touchdown. And to be honest with you, I saw several times Ryan Kerrigan held the same way. Chase Young is starting to be held this way a lot, on a lot of different downs during different games. Not just this game. But as you see right there, he did grab him. It was only for instantaneous, type contact. But, yeah, ridiculous. It really pissed me off in the game because I couldn't rewind it and see him holding his jersey right there. It just, it's irritating to see a play like that, and we should have scored on that play. Now, because of that play, it set us back with the 4th and 18 from the 23, I think. And they just tried to do one of these 50-50 balls to Antonio Gandy-Golden, and the ball was just a little bit underthrown, so he couldn't get it. Watch it from this angle, and you'll see that he just throws it up there, and a little bit underthrown. He couldn't go up there and get it. Lucky it probably wasn't picked. Now, this drive here, the team just goes into 2-minute mode and just tries to do quick passes. Great comeback route there by Steven Sims, actually. I've been dogging him a lot this year, but he showed some flashes in this game. Obviously, that came after the muffed punt. Love to see his ability to cut it back. In plays like this, I'm happy to see Heinicke be able to move out of the pocket and go out of bounds when he can see he has nothing. Oftentimes, these guys will try to force something in these situations. They end up throwing a pick or getting hit right there on the sideline, maybe fumbling or something. It's just good to see him just hold it in, run for the sideline. You know, on this drive, Carolina was playing a lot of soft zone, so there were, breaks in the coverage where they could get some plays in, and I was thankful to see Logan Thomas catch some balls down the stretch, but I have to admit that the main reason I'm saying that's because he's on my fantasy team and I was in my fantasy championship. But it was great to see him make that catch. Now, this play right here could have been a thing of beauty had it just, I don't know, maybe a little bit more touch. I don't know, maybe Logan was not ready for it. I don't know, if you watch it from this angle, you'll see it again, but the ball hits Thomas right on the hands, and it's right in the sweet spot, too. He should have caught that. It's right on the tips. Here, watch it again. I mean, it hits right on the sweet spot. Ah! When I first saw this play, I was like, what was that? Like, what is he doing? Like, there was two guys covering the edge of the field. But when you see it from this angle, you see he threw it in a way that only the Washington receiver could have put his hands on it. Otherwise, it was out of bounds. Again, here's another one of those plays where there's nobody open. He goes through his reads. He barely got away from the defender there, but he goes through his reads. There's nothing there. He runs out to the side, goes out of bounds. While I get it that nothing special happened, he didn't make a lot of yardage there or nothing. He didn't make a mistake either. That's the good thing about that. You can see Burns is injured there. This play here, Logan Thomas was actually able to show us a part of his athletic ability as he basically leapfrogged a defender and then vaulted off the top of another one. Like, that was some craziness right there. Watch this from the other angle. I mean, he tries to vault. He actually does kind of jump over the first person, but then he tries to vault with another move as he's in midair. It's crazy. Watch. Craziness. I know those defenders in the secondary are like, what are you doing? This play here is just another prime example of why I love having these running backs with wide receiver mentalities. Watch as McKissick goes all the way up on this route tree and then just takes off towards the end zone. Boom, touchdown. I mean, it's a pretty play. Watch it again. And Heinicke looked pretty good back there. You see, he goes through his progressions and then sees McKissick. Ooh, yeah, there it is. Sweet spot. And it was actually pass interference as well. Watch it again from this angle. That's how I want to see my quarterback in the pocket. I'm not saying he's the perfect quarterback, but that's how I want to see my QB react. Look, folks, I get it. Tyler Heinicke is not, who we want as our long-term guy. A lot of people maybe have tried to anoint him as something in the last 24 hours because he came in and did decently against a defense that was, well, let's just be honest. They were 2 steps away from winning the game. They were up 2 scores. They figured they didn't have to do a whole lot but just stand in between one team and the goal line and just try to make sure they didn't score 2 touchdowns in that amount of time. So I'm not here to pump up this backup quarterback. What I'm here to show is what he did in the small amount of time that he was able to see the field, which was only 2 drives. Both drives, he was able to move the ball down the field and get in scoring position and try to make something out of that drive. Now, I myself, just like probably the majority of our fan base, wants to see Alex Smith be able to play in the game Sunday night against the Philadelphia Eagles. We all know he gives us the best chance of winning the actual game and therefore winning the NFC East crown. But with the football team letting go of Dwayne Haskins, we have to know that we have a viable backup option, and having Taylor Heinicke there actually is not that bad. He's a guy that we know is going to go through his progressions. He's going to try to make the right decision. And if nothing's there, he will try to either throw the ball away or try to scramble out of the pocket and go out of bounds. Or if nothing is there for real, he will go down and take the sack if he has to. Sometimes you have to take the sack. But obviously, most of us know that the experience that Alex brings gives the team their best chance to win. Now, Sunday night, we get a second chance to wrap this division up. We also get a chance to sweep a second NFC East rival, which would be pretty fucking sweet if I do say so myself. Now, I realize that there are some that are upset that the team is not tanking right now, but I really only have one question for you. You know, what exactly do you want from your football team? And this is a question for everybody. You know, me, myself, I view playing meaningful football in December and January as a success, even if the team finishes with a losing record, which they are insured to do now. You know, I predicted this team would finish 8-8 earlier this year at the beginning, or I should say at the end of the offseason, which honestly they should have done. But of course, as most of us already know, they've left a few games on the field this season, including this past game against Carolina. That said, the only game that means anything at this point is the game ahead of us, the game that we've yet to play, which happens to be the last game of the season, which will give us a ticket to the show. Once you get to the show, everything resets and it becomes a brand new season. Now, I'm going to leave you with a quote from Rivera this morning. He says, "We have to get back to having fun. We're playing with house money. Nobody expected us to be here. These guys deserve it." That says it all, guys. Let me know what you think about Taylor Heinicke down in the comments or whatever. If you think he could be a viable backup option, or if he can even be a viable starter if Alex doesn't play. But that's about all I got today. Y'all take it easy. Peace.